In the vastness of the desert, under skies that seem to stretch to eternity, a man walks alone. Moses, once prince of Egypt, now exile, carries the weight of destiny not his own. The God of Israel has called him, spoken through fire and cloud, demanding a mission that terrifies and compels. To confront Pharaoh, to demand freedom for a people enslaved for generations. This is no ordinary journey. Yet amid the grandeur and terror of divine calling, there is a moment so brief, so cryptic, that it has puzzled generations. A moment in which blood, covenant, and a wife's urgent action intersect. Zipporah, daughter of Jethro, looks upon her husband and utters words that have echoed through millennia. Bridegroom of blood. Why did she say this? What did it mean? Was it ritual, warning, or a cry of desperation? This is the story of that moment, and the mystery it has left behind. Moses had fled Egypt after a single, fatal act of violence, a man struck dead for defending his brother. From palaces of gold to the arid lands of Midian, his life had changed utterly. He found refuge, anonymity, and eventually a family. It was here he met Zipporah, daughter of Jethro, priest of Midian. A woman of insight and courage, her life had been shaped by desert customs, clan loyalty, and spiritual reverence. In her presence, Moses found more than a wife. He found a companion who would become indispensable, even in the shadows of divine command. Marriage in Midian was not merely personal. It was covenantal. Bonds were marked by shared responsibilities, rituals, and traditions. Moses, though Egyptian in upbringing, had Hebrew blood in his veins. The covenant of Abraham, of Isaac, of Jacob lay dormant within him, waiting for the moment it would be tested. And it came to pass, by the way in the lodging, that the Lord met him and sought to kill him. The words are brief, startling, almost brutal in their simplicity. Moses, the liberator to be, confronted by death at the hands of the divine. Not Pharaoh, not the Nile, not the task of freeing Israel, but God himself. Zipporah, observing the peril, acts decisively. She takes a flint. She circumcises her son. She touches Moses' feet with the blood, and she speaks the words, "Surely you are a bridegroom of blood to me." One act, one utterance, one moment. And yet within it lies layers of meaning, ritual, and salvation. The brevity of the passage belies its significance, demanding attention from all who read it. The Hebrew phrase, "Chatan dam," evokes marriage, covenant, sacrifice, and life itself. A bridegroom is not merely a husband. He is a partner bound in covenant. Blood in ancient Israel was not only life. It was the sign of obedience, of belonging, of sacred law. Zipporah's words are startling yet precise. In calling Moses a bridegroom of blood, she acknowledges a covenant renewed through action. Her hands, quick and resolute, enact the ancient promise of Abraham, binding Moses and their child to God's command. To modern readers, this may appear mysterious, even grotesque. Yet within the ancient world, the act of circumcision was profound, a bridge between the human and the divine, a marker of belonging, and a protective shield against wrath. Circumcision was not mere custom. It was covenant, protection, and identity. Across the desert, across generations, blood marked those chosen, those set apart. It was a sign that one belonged, that one was subject to divine law, and that life itself depended on obedience. Midianite practices, Hebrew traditions, Egyptian customs, all intersected in Zipporah's swift act. Her hands, guided by instinct, ritual knowledge, and fear, saved her husband and ensured the life of their child. In that single motion, she became both protector and priest, bridging cultures and divine expectation. This act, brief yet decisive, transformed an ordinary journey to Egypt into a narrative of life, death, and covenantal obedience. Without Zipporah's intervention, the story of Israel's deliverance might never have continued. Throughout history, Scholars and commentators have wrestled with the meaning of Zipporah's words. Rashi, the medieval Jewish commentator, emphasizes the immediacy of her action, the necessity of covenantal observance. Christian interpreters see the act as prefiguring the power of sacrificial blood and divine protection. Modern scholars debate, was God testing Moses, warning him, or demonstrating the necessity of obedience? Did Zipporah's decisive act signify the power of women in sacred narratives, or merely reflect a cultural imperative? The ambiguity remains, and therein lies the enduring fascination. A single phrase uttered in urgency continues to inspire debate, reflection, and interpretation. In a story dominated by prophets, plagues, and divine encounters, Zipporah's intervention stands out. She does not wait for Moses to act. She intervenes. She acts with courage, intelligence, and ritual precision. Her words, "Bridegroom of blood," acknowledge not only the act, but the covenant it enforces. They remind us that the story of salvation is not only about chosen men, but also the decisive actions of those beside them, often women whose bravery is recorded in fleeting lines, yet whose impact is profound. Why did Zipporah call Moses bridegroom of blood? Perhaps we will never know fully. Perhaps the mystery is intentional, a divine invitation to reflect on obedience, courage, and the human role in covenantal life. In her hands, a flint and a moment of clarity saved a prophet. In her words, a phrase of enduring power and mystery echoes through history. Blood and covenant, fear and faith, life and law, all converged in a single utterance, reminding us that even the briefest act can alter the course of destiny. In the end, the story of Moses, Zipporah, and the bridegroom of blood is not merely about one man or one wife. It is about the tension between divine command and human action, the intersection of ritual and life, and the enduring mystery of faith itself.